Hello, I'm Kylie Zimmerman, and this is my PA for IDD um, final project. I chose to do inclusive access in Wichita, supporting the IDD community. So, some opportunities that were within Wichita already that the community offers. In the sports world, we have Special Olympics and then Wichita Parks and Recreation Adaptive Sports Programs. Within Special Olympics, you have things like basketball, track and field, bowling, and much more. The strengths that we see within that is definitely team bonding and building confidence, but some downfalls to that are definitely your transportation issues that you would run into, which with the Wichita Sports and Rec one, again, just the similar things of Special Olympics with the teamwork and confidence building, but also they offer a bigger variety of opportunities for different skill levels. And then again, obviously, the transportation issues, but also with that one, I have helped with the IDD community within my high school, and I didn't even know that was an option in Wichita. So just the communication and the awareness of that program, definitely too. Another one that you see within the sports world that is not on here, but I thought would be a good one to mention is my high school and some of our local high schools around us and the Wichita schools. We would get together, and our special needs kids or the IDD kids at our schools would decide if they wanted to do soccer, basketball, bowling, or cheer. And bowling went on separately from basketball and cheer, and soccer went on separately from all of them. And so they would get on the team and participate in that. And what was really cool about the basketball one is they would come to the high school during the day, and they would go to one of the high schools, go there during the day, and at least at our school we got completely excused from our class during that time, and we were able to go watch and cheer them on, and it was just a really cool experience. The athletes really loved it, and even though the athletes and the kids in our IDD community weren't super integrated into the school and in a lot of our classes, they definitely got recognized around the school, and it was just a really good confidence builder for them. Another area to look at is the recreation, and we have Rainbows United. It provides recreation for children in the IDD community. This one is good because it is more focused on the younger community, and it's very supportive, and it has a very, very structured environment. One of the other ones is YMCA of Greater Wichita. It has some programs and some adaptive lessons and youth programs, but not a whole lot. Again, the strength is just an inclusive environment, and some areas do offer trained staff, but definitely a downfall or a gap to this program is that not every location is able to offer these um, resources to the community. Another one to look at is parks and nature. Wichita has many, many, many parks, and not a lot of them are accessible. But the big one I chose to focus on in this project, especially, is the Sedgwick County Park, because I would probably say that is one of the biggest and more popular parks in Wichita. They offer many things. They have many different parks there. They have walking paths, paved paths, open green spaces, and like accessible restrooms and just buildings that you can use for events and things like that. It's very good, very good for just like general activity, and it is accessible to an extent, but definitely limited sensory space and playgrounds and not fully adaptive, and definitely could improve on their signage because there are a lot of nature trails and signs to help you navigate them. But for someone in the IDD community, those could definitely be confusing, and so just including a better way to be able to understand those signs would be good. Fitness opportunities that we have in Wichita. Obviously, I said we have Wise. That's a pretty big one, and then the other two probably most popular gyms in Wichita would be the Planet Fitness and the Genesis facilities. They are pretty good facilities, but just not a whole lot of adaptive equipment indoor programs, and just also um, the staff isn't very well trained, I would say, to accommodate someone in the IDD community. Um, but it's good for general activity. And if you are someone in that community or you know someone in that community that is more high functioning or more able to do things on their own, I would say this is a great opportunity for them. The facility I chose to look at in this project is the Sedgwick County Park because, like I said earlier, is probably one of the more popular parks here in Wichita. It's just the areas that it struggles in is definitely limited sensory spaces, playgrounds are not fully adaptable, lack of structure, and definitely signage and safety, because the park is so big that looking at it from a parent's perspective, I could definitely see how it could be nerve-wracking um, to try and bring your child in the IDD community to a park like this. Changes and modifications that would be needed are definitely the better adaptive playground equipment, more sensory-friendly options, and the navigation and safety concerns, like I have said. Because again, it's just such a big park, and like you can see in the top picture, it does kind of open up and go back into a wooded area, which could be definitely pretty scary for a parent with a young child that is maybe a runner. I will say that within doing my research in this and looking for pictures on their Facebook, I did come across they did just add a play structure that is a little bit more adaptive, but that is just one of the many that they have in this facility, and the one that they already have could definitely be modified a little bit better. Um, how changes to this facility would benefit everyone is just parents with young children benefit from safer areas, not even just people with children in the IDD community, just children in general. Older adults better from clearer signage, and I know that I'm not very good at reading a map, and so like if I was ever on a trail and I had a color to follow or just an easier way to understand the map, that would benefit not only the IDD people but also myself because I'm terrible with directions. And then just adding maybe a few more restrooms or like quiet spaces would be good for not only people in the IDD community, but just in general, because I know there are a lot of big events that go on here, and just having that safe space for someone to go when they're feeling overwhelmed or just simply need a break if they're working the event. Um, Potential challenges that you can run into, definitely cost, and then the training of staff to be able to accommodate the IDD community, and then just community awareness, because as I said before, with the Wichita Sports and Rec one, I didn't know about it at all, and I've never heard about it. I don't know of many people that have heard about it or anything like that. So definitely awareness to these changes would be good. And then maintenance. Maintenance is not one that I'm super, super worried about because this park does get pretty well kept. And like I said, there are a few older playgrounds in this area that the equipment is still in great working order. I don't feel like there's any really safety concerns with it, considering that kids are always playing on it. I played on it growing up, and like I never got hurt or anything like that. Park accessibility. This is like the scale I would consider someone use to go through and evaluate the parks, not only this park, but just any park in this community for the people with IDD, is definitely the ADA compliance, physical activity opportunities, sensory consideration, cognitive accessibility, safety, social inclusion, and then staff support. And then the scoring system I would use is 1 is not accessible, 2 limited, 3 moderate, 4 good, 5 excellent. And then the total interpretation of this would be 30 to 35, highly inclusive, 20 to 29, moderatively, and then anything below a 20 needs improvement. And now looking at this project in general from an HHP standpoint, I think these changes and just these simple little modifications that would be needed would definitely help encourage physical activity for all ability levels, support motor skill development for the younger individuals, promote social engagement and mental well-being by being able to provide the walking trails for people, and then provide adaptable environments for exercise and recreation within this environment or within this community. Thank you for listening to my project.